Thank you for listening to Galacticus-man. All characters and places are fictionalized. Any similarities to persons living or dead is purely satirical. Last time, Galacticus-man was on the barge of the moon caravan where the pirates had invaded. He discovered that the pirates had taken a prisoner, a crazy old lady who would not escape with our hero unless he rescued her stupid old cat, Roderick. Meanwhile, the two ill-equipped security men had been chased down by the pirates and were holed up in their small security closet office, making phone calls. As the pirates sought to break into the security closet, Galacticus-man came upon them unawares. He managed to subdue one of the pirates, by name of Poop Deck Pete. As our hero was using Pete as a human shield, his own captain shot him dead.
Oh, Captain, you just killed Pete.
At least I'm doing something. You're just sitting there pontificating.
Pete still owed me £5.
Well, he's dead now. What's stopping you shooting your gun?
I guess you've got a point there. We do have him pinned down.
As the two pirates continue blasting away, our hero has disappeared behind a large stack of chests. Silently scaling the chests, he comes to the top of a crate. He pulls himself up and lies prone on the crate, low crawling across it. He can tell by their continued fire that they believe him to still be behind the chest. Once he has made it to the far end of the crate, he ventures a quick glance to the place the two pirates had settled in. But his new angle from above and to the side of the pirates gives him a perfect line of sight to hit the large, overweight pirate with a persistently bewildered look on his face. The notorious Barnacle Britches Butch would pop out his head and shoulder each time he fired his blastificator. The sniveling, whiny captain, Rupert, is still fully obscured from Galacticus-man, but our hero wagers from what he had observed of Rupert that the coward would likely panic and flee should his comrade go down, thus giving Galacticus-man ample opportunity to fire on Rupert as well. Our hero ensures that his blaster pistol is set to stun and peers down at the pirate's position, just as Butch pops up for another shot. The pirate doesn't even get off his shot as he is felled to the floor by Galacticus-man's stunning blast. But even just at this moment, something or someone lands squarely on Galacticus-man's back. Taken completely by surprise, our hero quickly flips over, grasping with his hands at the assailant as he does. Oh, Roderick. So we meet at last. Inside the little security closet, Thomas and Earl have reached the chief security man, Mr. Frop, on the phone.
We're having a real security situation here, sir. No. Well, yes, I know you're busy over there with, management-y type stuff, but this is kind of an emergency. Yes. I'm sorry, sir, but I mean, well, it's just that we're getting shot at and stuff, and... Well, no. I mean, we were gonna set off the alarm, but it turns out we don't have one in the security closet, which we think might be an oversight, but... What does the manual say? Well, we did consult the manual, but we kind of felt like, you know, given the circumstances of getting, like, shot at, that maybe... Well, yes, sir, it is pretty quiet at the moment, but, I mean, seriously, we were getting shot at, you know, just like a minute ago.
With guns and everything!
Of course with guns. What else would they shoot at us with? What? No, sir. We haven't been drinking rum. He said with guns. Well, yes, sir. Yeah, we kind of thought they shouldn't be shooting at us, too. We need to just stay out of their way and let them do their thing? But, sir, I thought we were supposed to be security guards. No, sir, the pants of this uniform fit just fine. Maybe Tommy's are too small. Let me see. Hey, Tommy, are your pants too small?
What? Didn't you tell him we were getting shot at?
Well, yeah, I just asked if I was getting too big for my britch. Now, wait a minute.
Do you hear that?
What?
Oh, yeah, there's a scratching. I think they're trying to get in again. Sir, they're trying to get in again.
Sir? Yes. It sounded like a cat to me, too, sir. No, we didn't call you over a cat. We were really getting shot at.
Earl and Tommy stare on in helpless horror as the door suddenly swings open. Before them now stands an ominous figure wearing a uniform, a sleek brass-colored helmet, and carrying a fluffy white cuddly bundle of fur. It's our hero, Galacticus-man! And Roderick. Roderick's the fluffy cuddly one.
Ah! He's gonna attack us with that cat! Stop! Please! Don't hurt us! Yes, sir! They've broken in! There's a horrible pirate with a scary-looking helmet and a vicious grimalkin!
A grimalkin? Oh. Great vocabulary.
Thank you. I do have 8 credits toward my Associate of Arts. Wait, a grimalkin? Well, it's a horrible beast! Really, you... Yes, sir. Mr. Pirate, sir? He wants to talk with you.
Very well. Hold this cat, or, the grimalkin, as it were.
Does it scratch?
Oh, yes, horribly. Our hero passes Roderick, the mighty grimalkin, to the pimple-faced young man and takes the 2 pieces of the candlestick telephone from him. Hoisting the earpiece to the side of his helmet and the horn to his mouthpiece, Galacticus-man is unable to introduce himself before Mr. Frop tears into him. Ahoy!
Listen here, you bumbling pirate minion. You're defying the terms of our agreement.
Our agreement, yes.
What was that noise?
I'm sorry, who am I speaking with?
Oh, yes, of course. This is Mr. Frop, head of security on this caravan. Now listen, your boss works for me. He's assured me personally that no crew nor passengers would be bothered on these raids.
My boss?
The Commodore! The Commodore himself assured me that you guys would send small camouflaged raiding vessels that my security team could easily ignore and just make off with merchandise. The deal works out perfectly. You get looted goods you can sell on the black market, and we can claim insurance money. I'm upholding my end of the bargain. We've hired completely ignorant associate-level security for all appearances. And here you go shooting at them and breaking into the security office.
I see.
Now I've got collateral damage to deal with. If you leave my men alive, they'll blab their mouths about our deal, and I'll get arrested.
Boy, that would be too bad, wouldn't it?
Yes. Now, at least we should be able to salvage the situation somewhat. You kill those 2 quickly and make sure it's obvious it was done by pirates. At least we should get a hefty insurance payout for the lives of those 2 blundering ignoramuses. They tell me you've got some sort of monster with you?
The, grimalkin, yes.
Great. Well, maybe unleash the creature on them. Just be sure they're dead before you leave the place. But I can't have this happening again. I'm going to have a word with your boss. What's your name?
Rupert.
All right. Listen, Rupert. The Commodore is going to hear about this. You have my word on that. I agreed to the insurance scheme. I didn't agree to murder.
But you have now. I guess it just goes to show that crime is a slippery slope down to the depths of evil, doesn't it, Mr. Frop?
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that in the end, justice finds us all. And it's going to find you very soon, Mr. Frop. Did you catch all of that, Squarebot?
I certainly did, Galacticus-man. As soon as you started sending the transmission, I began recording it on the ship's onboard phonograph.
Squarebo? You just hung up the phone. Who are you talking to?
There's a secret telecommunicator located inside my helmet. I was speaking with a friend. And in case the 2 of you haven't realized it yet, I'm not one of your pirates.
Oh, they're not our pirates. We don't even like them.
Right. My point is, I'm on your side. I'm a Solaris ranger. I stopped the pirates who were attacking you before I picked the lock to get into your closet.
You did? Wow. I'm Earl. This is Tommy. What's your name?
I'm not sure, honestly. But you can call me Galacticus-man.
You're not sure? What did Mr. Frop say to you?
Mr. Frop tells me that we have some serious work to do.
Oh, yeah. That's about the only thing he says to us.
How would you 2 security men like to help capture some villains?
That would be awesome! I don't think you really want us to help you. Last time something happens, we basically ran away and hid.
That may be, but they had guns and you did not. If you had stayed where you were, you would have been killed. There is a difference between prudence and cowardice. Just then, Galacticus-man begins overhearing a conversation, the origin of whose sounds and voices he cannot tell. It is almost as in a dream when one overhears noises from the waking world, and the context of the dream is interrupted by the sounds. Wait, does anyone else hear that?
Hear what?
I hear voices.
I can't stop my important things.
No? I don't hear anything. Me neither. Are you sure?
No, well, yes. Sometimes I hear voices that other people don't. I was just checking to see if you could hear them. Quiet, please. Let me hear what they're saying.
He calls himself Galacticus-man. Like Galactus vacuums? No, Dad. Look, I know you don't remember stuff too good anymore. He's the guy that found out about our oil connections. Oh. Hey, did we ever pay them for firing that prostitute popsicle? Presbyterian pretzel bismuth? The lawyer? Yes, Dad, you did that yourself. Oh. That's one of the things they helped you with. But listen, Dad, Galacticus-man. Yeah, I remember now. He keeps sticking all our friends in the hoosegow. Yes, that guy. Look, I've got a new financial lead, but he's getting involved there too. He just wants to take away all our money. I've got important things going on. I'm running for vice president. You mean president? You think I don't know that? They put a lot of trust in me, Archer. We got this new world order. It's new. It's an order. And it's orderly, where peace and happiness reigns. It will stop the world from falling into the sun, and a guy can eat all the ice cream he wants. And I'm their running man. But Dad, Galacticus-man, I don't even like vacuums. You know my son Archer was killed in a vacuuming accident. Dad, I'm your son Archer. Well, look, I've got sons going on. Come on, Archer. You're the money man. I'm not in office right now. And you know better than anybody, Archer. I'm not in office. Money doesn't just flow like mashed potatoes. Huh? It's true. We have to keep the money coming in. And if some vacuum salesman is burning up the mustard, I need you to pay the circus bill to the Waffle House. Wait, pay the what to the where? Dad, are we talking about the same thing? Come on, Archer! Do I have to spell it out for you? Butter the jump rope. Put the hammer in the hen house. Stuff the monkeys in the bag. Slam the jaw train on the coleslaw. Paint the barn with egg whites. You know what I mean. Come on. I don't know how I could be any more clear than that. Okay, Dad. You know I'd do anything for you. Good. And you know what? Let me tell you something, because I know you remember how important this is. None of this gets back to me. You know how they are out there. Vicious. You get one tiny scrape, and I'm sour cream. You know that. Everything you do reflects on me. You know, crumble the peanut wagon into the hamster wheel, but then hit the jalopy. You know what a jalopy is? A car? Vroom, vroom. Yeah. Hey, what time is it? Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. Is it time for your nap? If I'm not well rested, I get all... Okay, Dad.
Okay, I think they're done talking.
Hey, if you hear voices in your head, maybe you should try not to listen to them.
Listen, I know it sounds peculiar, and I don't truly understand it myself, but those voices were real. I recognized them from somewhere.
Earl, maybe we were better off with the pirates.
He's nuts.
Mr. Can't remember your own name guy? Do the voices tell you what to do?
No, but it often helps somehow when I hear them. I think someone's come who's trying to kill me.
Oh, so they just make you paranoid. Well, great. That's better than them telling you to, eat people or something.
Stop it. I'm not crazy, probably. Now, do either of you have any technical expertise?
I can run a telephone switchboard.
Well, that's better than nothing. How about weapons?
We got tasers!
Great.
Yeah, I tased myself like 8 times last week.
Oh, boy. Down on Earth, far below the goings-on of the caravan to the moon and Galacticus-man's battle to stave off the space pirates, the President of Earth is in a meeting with Dr. Antoine Fausti, also known as the Science. Unbeknownst to the President, the Science is working in cahoots with the wizards of the Krogan Empire to bring humanity under subjection to the evil Emperor Jing from the far side of the galaxy. Dr. Fausti has also had his plans approved by a mysterious cabal of Earth bureaucrats, with aspirations of replacing the President with their own puppet candidate. But presently, in the Oval Office of the White House on Earth, Dr. Antoine Fausti is briefing President RONALD THUMP on the spread of a terrible virus. As we join the scene, an aide is trying to get the President's attention regarding an emergency phone call. Mr. President, there's an incoming telephone call.
I'm a little busy right now, Marvin, okay? Now, as I was about to ask, is the virus really as bad as you're saying it is? Because I've just got to tell you, I think it comes at a pretty convenient time for my enemies. And I'm a little skeptical that we should start to lock down the entire healthy population to prevent a spread of a disease that they don't even have yet.
Yes, well, Mr. President, I do hope that you take seriously the magnitude of this situation. And really, all we're asking for is 2 weeks of lockdown to flatten the curve of the infection rate. Bruh! 2 weeks to flatten the curve! Bruh!
Did you really have to bring that parrot in here?
Mr. President, the virus has already spread like wildfire across Asia.
Look at that, he just pooped on the floor.
Are you listening?
I'm trying, I really am, but that parrot is so distracted right now.
And we've already discovered outbreaks in the 4 corners of each of the 6 other continents of the Earth.
Oh, really? Even Antarctica?
Well,
No, seriously, the polar bears?
Mr. President, there are no polar bears in Antarctica.
Seriously?
No, sir. Penguins. In fact, Antarctica is derived from a Greek word that literally means no bears.
Wow, I really don't care. But seriously, Mr. Fausti, the penguins. I'm very concerned about penguins. They're very cute, look a lot like Matt Walsh when he tries to ice skate. And they're certainly not as distracting as parrots. But look, I'm trying to save troops from a hostile country where they've been stuck for over 20 years. I'm in the middle of an impeachment trial and I'm trying to run a campaign for this next election cycle. As we speak, my enemies are doing everything they can to pay me like a dictator so they can get me out of office and into jail. And that's not even to mention the hot water I get myself into with my Tourette syndrome.
Mr. President, you have never been diagnosed with Tourette syndrome.
Well, then how do you explain some of the stupid things that I say, Melvin?
Do I have to answer that, sir?
If you do, you're fired. But now, Mr. Fausti, you're suggesting that I declare martial law and lock down the entire planet?
well, Mr. President, this is not a political issue. It's a public safety issue.
Did you hear what I just said? Now, Mr. Fausti, you wouldn't think so to look at me, but I say some pretty stupid things from time to time myself, as Melvin here can attest.
That's right, sir.
Hey, don't agree with me when I'm self-deprecating. So really, I'm not judging you for saying something stupid. But it was a stupid thing to say, so I've just got to ask you, how is this not a political issue?
Follow the science. 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
That thing just pooped again.
Mr. President, I do hate to interrupt, but this call is on your personal line.
Yes, Marvin, understood. Just give me a second. Look at this, Fausti. I've got two aides in here, Marvin and Melvin. Sometimes I think this whole thing's a big psyop just to give me a migraine. But here's the thing, Mr. Fausti. I'm kind of a sucker for business deals, so throw me a good pitch and I'll think about it. Why should I lock down the population of the Earth? Answer the question. You've got 30 seconds. Shoot.
Mr. President, I cannot understate the magnitude of this situation.
Good strong opening. Go ahead.
Of course you recall that in the year 2000, in the course of about a week, all of the computers of the Earth were infected with a terrible virus, which caused them all to shut down.
Yes, the Y2K bug also killed all the robots.
Yes, they called it the Great Robot Apocalypse.
That's right, I've been briefed on exactly what happened before my inauguration. That was a terrorist act.
Yes. Well,
conspiracy theories aside, sir, the point is...
It's not a conspiracy theory, that's what happened. It was a terrorist act originating from the other side of the galaxy, perpetrated by a shape-shifting amphibioloid.
Conspiracy theory? Conspiracy theory? Bruh!
You know Teddy Roosevelt would shoot and eat that thing. At any rate, stop with the history class. Your pitch is getting boring and your parrot annoys me.
The point is, sir, if I can complete my thought, please.
We'll see.
Over the past 20 years, we've had to entirely rebuild society using pre-computer technology and without the assistance of robots, because they're all dead.
I think the moon has one, and there's a couple on Mars still. But yeah, pretty much. I'll give you that one.
Now, only recently have we begun to reincorporate computers into our culture. Well, this virus that is presently spreading is the human equivalent of the Y2K virus. It has the potential to create a complete reset, not of computers, but of the whole human race. 20 years ago, we had the great robot apocalypse. Today, we could be facing the apocalypse of all humanity.
Well, that sounds pretty bad, all
It
right.
is highly contagious. And just as the Y2K bug spread in the course of about a week, we would like to lock down for approximately 2 weeks. That's it.
Okay. But I got a couple of questions here. The entire population of the Earth travels back and forth and has concourse with each other. We have boats, aeroplanes, and people travel to all different continents, though typically not Antarctica, because the penguins are boring. Point being, our collective immune system is probably better than it's ever been at any point in human history. But all of a sudden, there's a super virus that nobody's ever heard of. And like that one terrorist act 20 years ago, it's going to spread to the entire population of the Earth in just an instant of time. The Y2K bug was a terrorist act, perpetrated by an amphibioloid from another part of the galaxy. So I just have to wonder, Mr. Fausti, could this also be a terrorist act? Could this also be a manufactured virus?
Well, that's hardly important in the light of what I've just said.
Conspiracy theory? Ah! Follow the science!
Mr. President, I really do hate to interrupt, but the phone call, sir, she says it's an emergency. Something about her cat.
Her cat? We're talking about the apocalypse of the Earth, and you're calling me about a cat?
Yes, sir, she won't stop talking about the cat, but it actually does sound like an emergency, or maybe she's senile. But she does have your personal line, sir. I can't make it all out, but apparently the cat and some little baby named Roderick were kidnapped by pirates.
No. Roderick is the cat. It's Gertrude McGoosebit. But really, don't worry about the cat. She also thinks there's a global conspiracy to put Roderick into the circus and make her walk on the ring with tape on her paws for the amusement of freckle-faced little children.
Really?
Yeah, she actually has a pretty big following. It's called Roderickon. And I and General Glenn are the only ones standing in the way of it happening. Obviously. Well, us and Orson Welles. All right, give me the phone. Excuse me for a moment, Mr. Fausti.
Actually, it's Dr. Fausti, if you must, but really I prefer the
Stop talking. Ahoy there, Mrs. McGooseman. Yes, ma'am. This is Ronnie Boo from the Big Gold Tower. Well, it's very nice to hear from you too, Mrs. McGooseman. What can I do for you? Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. Yes, well, I can't get there myself at the moment. Yes, that's right. I'm pretty busy with my presidenting stuff. I know. It's very tough. You know they're trying to impeach me? No, not peaches. But I do appreciate that cobbler you said. And since I rarely exercise, you can rest assured that it will be part of my waistline forever. But no, I mean, they want to fire me from my presidenting job. Oh yes, I'm sure it's exactly like the way they're treating Roderick right now. Nasty, nasty people. Okay, I'm gonna get somebody over there right away. Yes, we'll get Roderick back to you safe and sound. Oh, thank you very much. I'll save some space on my refrigerator.
Did you understand any of that, sir?
Very little. You tracked where that came from?
Yes, sir.
Good. Send a telegram to the command ship of that caravan and let them know that Mrs. McGooseman is a personal friend of mine.
Certainly, sir.
Now, as I was saying, Mr. President...
Wait, are you still here? Oh, yeah, the parrot. Melvin, next time put some newspaper down, will you?
We really just need to lock down for 2 weeks in order to flatten the curve.
2 weeks, Well, I've been meaning to catch up on my... Melvin, what have I been meaning to catch up on?
Your sleep, I think, sir.
All right, daylight savings time. Seriously, what idiot thought of that?
Benjamin Franklin, sir.
Jerk. Yeah, I might be able to get some good golf again.
Follow the science! 2 weeks to flatten the curve!
Melvin, what kind of animals eat parrots? Whatever it is, give me 2.
Aboard the caravan command ship, the wagon master, Mr. Rusk, is stepping into the communications office to check for any pertinent transmissions.
Ah, Smedley, there you are. Good morning, my boy.
Oh, Mr. Rusk, I was just about to call you.
Quite so, eh? Well, Mother always said I had impeccable timing, what?
But you know that crazy old bat, that sweet old lady who keeps calling about her cat?
Mrs. McGooseman, of course. Dearest lady you've ever met. But she's got quite a mind of her own, I'll tell you. Insisted she ride in one of the luggage cars, and I couldn't say aught about it. I personally assured her we'd make every accommodation. Perhaps I should have ignored her objections and stationed a service team there. You wouldn't know it to speak to her, but she's really quite well off.
No, I really wouldn't have guessed that. But Mr. Rusk...
Ah, so the dear woman has been ringing up the office quite a lot, has she? I say.
Well, yes, generally she just fills me in on the latest gossip about Roderick. And, I've done what you asked, and just listening, sometimes for hours.
Good, dear old woman. They don't make 'em like that anymore, do they? You know, Smedley, just between men, she's quite the looker, if you ask me. Tut, keep it under your hat now. Mum's the word, gentleman's confidence and all that, what?
Well, yes, of course, but, Mr. Rusk, well, she's called the President.
What? The President of Moon's Caravan Incorporated right over my head? I told her we'd make every accommodation.
No, sir, RONALD THUMP. She's called the President of Earth directly.
I say. Well, I'm really more of a King George man myself, but... Told the President about her cat, eh? Tut. Well, there's nothing for it but read the message, my boy.
Attention W Master of Caravan en route to Moon. Stop. Gertrude McGooseman, personal friend of President riding your caravan. Stop. Mrs. M advises of security threat on barge. Stop. Concerned for cat. Please address immediately.
I say, she's convinced herself of some issue with her cat.
Well, convinced herself perhaps, but what if there actually is a security issue?
Come, Smedley, use your thinker. Down to men, you know, to use our intellect in reasoning. Now, are you not the manager of the communications office, Smedley?
Well, yes, sir.
Mrs. McGooseman is riding barge 5, yes?
Yes, sir.
Now, has the security alarm been set off on barge 5?
Well, no, sir.
And have we received any communication from barge 5 or any warning at all?
Well, sir, there was a call a while ago from barge 5, but that was routed to the kitchens.
You see? There we have it, my boy. Clearly someone over there's a bit peckish, what? Now, I've hired one Mr. Frop of Integrity Plus to run security for the caravan. Jolly good cricketer, Mr. Frop, but a man with 2 left feet. Couldn't dance an English waltz to save his life. No, I know what you're thinking, but that doesn't make him any less of a man. The good Lord bestows his graces on whom he will and withholds from whom he will. Such a humiliating infirmity deserves our pity and not our shame, what? I have every confidence Mr. Frop is keeping tabs on all security matters. Has he advised of anything we should be concerned about?
Well, no, sir. Actually, Mr. Rusk, I already did try to reach out to Mr. Frop, but apparently he's nowhere aboard. It seems he told the docking crew he was taking a patrol flight, and that he'd likely be gone for quite some time.
So, there you have it. Were there a true emergency aboard, we jolly well would have had some indication, wouldn't you say?
Well, yes, I would think so, sir.
Now, Mrs. McGooseman is a dear sweet lady. And as men, it's our duty to see to the security and comfort of the weaker sex. And as Mr. Frop is clearly indisposed, I suppose it falls upon me to go and see to the security and comfort of Miss McGooseman.
Well, sir, you need not trouble yourself. You are the wagon master. No doubt we could find someone to...
Tut, my boy. But the telegram, you see, from the President of Earth. So you see, as the wagon master, this is an issue I will need to see to personally.
Well, sir, I could send someone with you.
Wouldn't do. Simply wouldn't do. No, sir. But, do call down to the kitchen for 3 orders of the, salmon dinner to go.
3 orders, sir?
Roderick, has quite the appetite, I hear. Have them also prepare a bottle of sparkling root beer with 2 glasses and, candles.
Candles, of course, sir. Mum's the word. Thank you for listening to the adventures of Galacticus-man. I'm Picklesworth Figglestein. We'll be right back with more of today's adventure, but first, a quick word from our sponsors. Are you getting enough exercise? Are you getting enough sleep at night? Well, Quicksand mattresses can help you with both. Quicksand mattresses are so soft that once you sink into them for the night, you'll find that simply rolling over is a full-body calisthenic workout. When I first purchased a Quicksand mattress, I weighed 600 pounds. And just listen to me now. When you've slept on other mattresses and you wake up with aches and pains, that's because that old spring mattress has waged war on your body. Over the course of the night, you've been gouged, jabbed, and battered by hundreds of tiny springs. The mattress itself is beating you to a pulp as you roll hither and yon. Quicksand mattresses will never wage war on your body. If you ever manage to flounder your way out of the snug, tomb-like enveloping grip of comfort provided by a Quicksand mattress, any and all aches and pains are your muscles recovering from the fantastic workout you've had as you slumbered in blissful comfort through the night. Order yours today. We now return you to today's adventure.
Galacticus-man, I have been monitoring a veritable flurry of transmissions coming from the pirate ships and now back and forth between the ships in the caravan itself. In fact, there have now been transmissions from the barge you were on to the office of the president.
Great Scott!
Are you talking to people in your head again?
I told you, there's a telecommunications device in my helmet.
At least he's creatively crazy. Whoever heard of a telephone you put in your hat?
It's a Krorgan space helmet, and it's not that weird.
Krorgan?
Well, it's modified, but yes, originally.
Where's Krorga? Is that on Mars? I don't know. Can whoever's on the other end of that hear me? Hey, Squid Bat, are you really there, or is he just talking to himself?
I'm sorry, what's going on over there?
Don't trouble yourself, Squarebot. Apparently these backwoods barge natives have never considered the possibility of a wireless telephone. But it interests me that you said something about the office of the president. I believe the shard was active just a few moments ago. I overheard a conversation, something about a man running for president and somehow trying to kill me.
You hear that, Tommy? He's got delusions of grandeur. It's pretty typical with paranoid schizophrenics. How do you know that? I dropped out of a psychology class.
Will you two be quiet?
Oh.
Play with a cat or something.
Who's talking to me now? Is this Galacticus-man or Squidblat?
Earl, you're not a psychologist. Knock it off.
Repressed anger. I hope this specimen doesn't have violent tendencies.
Earl, we could be killed by pirates. Do you want to be killed by pirates?
No.
Tommy?
Not if I don't have to.
Good. Stop talking. Squarebot, do you think that God is punishing me for something I don't remember?
What?
Never mind. Let's move on.
You said that the shard was active. Do you believe that was a memory or some new transmission?
It couldn't have been a memory. I was being discussed as though I wasn't present. Do you think that the communication from the president's office is somehow related?
Unknown. The telephone calls to and from the president's office are securely encrypted. Neither did it seem prudent to eavesdrop those communications.
Quite right, Squarebot. Still, I wonder what could be happening.
Additionally, 2 personal vessels have left the parking unit of the caravan command ship. One of these vessels left almost immediately after I recorded your phone call with Mr. Frop. The second has just recently left and is presently docking on your barge.
I see. Since Mr. Frop, the head of security, is corrupt and has just ordered the execution of 2 of his own men, do you suppose that these vessels have been sent to help the pirates?
As I do not know what communication transpired from the office of the president, it is impossible to say. However, I find it unlikely as the pirate ship computers do not know who these new arrivals are.
So you've hacked the computers of the other pirate ships?
Negative. Rather, using deception and subterfuge as tactics, I have disguised my voice to sound like that of Hal.
Who's that?
Hal was the computer on the pirate vessel whom you destroyed.
Good work, Squarebot. I assume that the Starfire is still camouflaged?
It is. However, with the flurry of intercepted communications and the incoming vessels, there is a growing degree of scrutiny.
Of course. Although I'm under a good deal of scrutiny here as well. My jetpack has been disabled. I'm not yet sure how I'll get back to the Starfire.
Understood. Do you recall that
that your shield belt is on the pirate vessel which you invaded.
Yes, I remember you telling me that. I'm not sure I'll be able to get out that way, as my jetpack is disabled. Besides, I haven't captured all the pirates.
Very well, but I told you I would remind you in 105 minutes. The shield will disengage in 20 minutes.
Understood. Wait, that may be excellent news.
In what way?
It gives me an idea, but I'll have to work quickly. Tommy? Earl? This is a cargo vessel, isn't it?
Yeah?
Where are the loading and tie-down straps located?
Elsewhere on the barge, the Commodore, now believing that Galacticus-man has been captured and detained, has personally come aboard the barge to oversee our hero's death. With the Commodore, along with his pirate entourage, is a high-profile political figure who also wants our hero dead. One Archer Bidet.
As we join the scene, the Commodore demands to see his prisoner.
Where is he? Where is the Phantom de Solaris?
It's right up here, sir. Rupert was having him put into that crate with the other prisoner when I left. Now, hang on a minute. Why are you taking other prisoners? That isn't part of the deal. We're after Galacticus-man.
Oui, Monsieur Bidet. However, as I am sure you understand, there sometimes are unforeseen collateral enjeux.
Look, I don't speak French. Isn't enjeu a sandwich?
Pierre, I spit upon your malpresent understanding of the pure language. Enjeu. How you say? What?
Oh, issues?
Oui, issues. Very good. Forgive my little temper. She flare up from time to time like bad hemorrhoids. Vive la France. Where was I? Oh yes, none of this will be traced back to you or our friend the big guy.
Commodore, sir?
Oui?
Sir, I was sent to tell you that a caravan security vessel is docked on the barge.
Oh, great. Just great. Commodore, you've got to hide me somewhere. I can't be seen with you.
Be still, Monsieur Bidet. We'll ensure you're not discovered. But you have interrupted my message.
Sir, the ship did send a telegram. It's Mr. Frop. He says he doesn't wish to interfere, but that there are members of his security staff that may be causing trouble. He says he's spoken with Rupert on the telephone, and he needs to speak with you.
Ah, you see? It is Monsieur Frop. He is running security for this caravan, and is a well-trusted, suave man. This does not interfere at all with our plans. Though certainly, we will wait until he has resolved his petite way before we finalize our sway with the ghost of Solaris.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're saying. Do you mean that we're gonna wait to kill Galacticus-man until he's gone?
Oui, we wait.
No, you keep calling him different things. Phantom, Ghost. You're sure that it's Galacticus-man that you've captured?
This man, he is called in the criminal underworld the Ghost of Solaris. I say the Phantom de Solaris because it sounds better in French. Quite like everything else. Nevertheless, my men are quite confident that they have captured him. In fact, I sent my half-wit nouveau, Rupert, as the captain of this raid just in case the ghost decide to kill the captain. Of course, I will have to explain it to his mother, and it will make Christmas a little more awkward, but sometimes you have to make those sacrifices. Anyways, I wouldn't trust my neveu, but my first mate assure me it's him.
Uncle! The ghost of Solaris,
He's what?
he's escaped!
What?
He's got Poop Deck Pete and Barnacle Butcher's Bridge! He's back out on his rampage again! Didn't you lock him in the crate?
Well, funny thing about that.
Couldn't even leave you with a task of locking him up, eh? God, let's have a look. Oh, will you look at that? This crate isn't even locked.
Wait, what?
Rupert, I locked the other prisoner in myself. That means that not only did you fail to put the ghost in here, but someone's actually unlocked the crate and let the other prisoner go.
What? No. You mean the old cat lady's gone too?
Ah, Commodore, I'm surprised you've come yourself. Ah, Monsieur Frop, you have arrived in time for the action. Action, eh? Well, I haven't caught the first part of your conversation, but I am sorry to say I've got to add some fuel to your fire, Mr. Commodore. Which one of your men is Rupert?
I'm Rupert. Have you got a problem, mister?
As a matter of fact, I do. You're a bit lippy, young man, aren't you? Now, did you kill the security men I told you to?
No, Wait, what?
Commodore, I hate to do this, but this young man has embroiled us into a lot of trouble with the mess that I told him to clean up.
But
Tais-toi, Rupert! Monsieur Frop, I am aware you did not hear what we were discussing as you arrived, but Rupert has in fact gotten us into a much worse situation than you perhaps realize. Somewhere loose on this barge is the Phantom de Solaris!
The what?
I know, he's French.
Galacticus-man! The ghost of Solaris! Flabjabbit! The ghost of Solaris? You can't be serious. Every reasoning person knows he's just a criminal superstition. Oh, I assure you, it's quite real. Where is he, Rupert?
The last I saw him, he was back there.
The last you saw him? Rupert! The man moves like a phantom! Which is why I believe you call him the ghost. He could be anywhere now that you have let him échapper.
But, Uncle,
Tais-toi, Benedict, escort our esteemed guest, Monsieur Bidet, back to his navire, Maya Opologuay, Archer. Please return safely to your ship, out of harm's way, while I resolve this mess my idiot nephew has created.
Yes, fine. But after you've captured him...
Oh, yes, of course. I will let you verify his death. I'll even send his cadaver if you wish. But please go quickly. This situation is now completely out of control.
This way, sir. Yes, certainly.
Monsieur Frop, I understand you came alone, but I'm sure you understand that the ghost of Solaris is a force to be reckoned with. As the head of security for this caravan, have you any men who can help us to fight with him?
Commodore, I hate to interrupt, but...
Lavasha, what now?
Sir, our ship's been boarded.
Boarded?
Yes, sir. The ship's computer tells us that someone has torched through the hull of the ship. But that's not all, sir. The computers on each of our vessels has been giving us strange readings. We thought there was a small personal vessel approaching shortly after Mr. Frops came. But our computer systems are confused about that.
The computer? Confusé?
Yes, sir. The computer on Rupert's ship, the Scurvy Swine, claims there's no approaching vessel. But then they all began chattering about a silver ship that's been appearing and disappearing all around the barge. We've been trying to track it, but every time we get a beat on it, it disappears and then reappears somewhere else.
Like a phantom! Everyone get back to the ship! It appears the phantom has left the barge and is attacking us directly. But not you, Rupert! Rupert, if we escape from this, you will be flogged, dunked, tied to the mast, and killed! And then perhaps if you are lucky, I will put you out of my misery and kill you!
But, Uncle...
Tais-toi! You see, Monsieur Frop, we are in quite a fix. No thanks to my idiot nephew. Puh! That rabbit, Commodore, none of this was part of our agreement. Everything has been compromised. You were supposed to be sending small raiding parties to steal luggage, that's all! At just this inconvenient juncture, a man appears from around the corner, and with him, the crazy old cat lady. Supposed to steal luggage, is he, Mr. Frop? Mr. Rusk, who is this? Commodore, this is, Mr. Rusk, the wagon master. That's right. I own this caravan that Mr. Frop is, ostensibly running security for.
Uncle, there's the other prisoner. See, I've got her back.
There he is, Mr. Rusk. There's the pirate who scared off my precious Roderick.
Yes, my dear, We'll handle that presently. Now, just what in the devil's going on? Pardon me, Mrs. McGooseman. I come out here, and it sounds as though you're making some sort of illicit deal. You have quite a bit of explaining to do, Mr. Frop. Quite a jolly bit indeed. Look, I don't have time for any of this. There is a pressing matter on my ship. The two of you get into that crate.
Guns! You see that, Mr. Rusk? They have guns! I told you they were scaring my precious Roderick.
Now see here, Mr. I don't know who you are, but I can tell you that you don't want to do this. I'm here because the President of Earth sent a telegram on this good woman's behalf.
The president?
On her behalf? Tais-toi, Rupert! Now, is the President the descendant of the great Napoleon Bonaparte? Well, I don't believe so, no. He's rather an American chap.
Ah, you see?
Then I don't care. Get in the crate. Gah, my hand! Gah!
Not so fast, Commodore.
Yeah, hold it! Yo, what he said.
La vache, it's you! Watch your French now. There's a lady present.
Galacticus-man has arrived to hold the Commodore at gunpoint. But said Commodore has an entire pirate horde on call, as well as a small fleet of pirate vessels surrounding the barge. Will our hero be able to detain the Commodore and defeat the pirates? Find out next time on Galacticus-man! Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this episode of Galacticus-man, it means that other people will like it too. Don't be a selfish jerk and keep it to yourself. Like and share. Feel free to go the extra mile and track people down in the streets and tell them, I enjoy the Galacticus-man podcast. I think that everyone should listen to it. Why are you following me?
You're a weirdo!
A weirdo who enjoys excellent entertainment. And I can't wait till the next episode of Galacticus-man. Share it on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your MySpace, your happy place, your, I don't know, wherever else you can share it too. Truth Social. And once you're done blowing your wig on social media, head on down to the ice cream parlor where all the hip cats, cool daddy-os, and swag mama jamas are bumping gums. Let 'em know that you've found the keenest, most nifty radio program that ever this newfangled interweb thing has to offer. You don't have to get all weird on 'em. You can just slip up casual-like and say something like, Hey there, ladies and gents, fellas and dames, guys and dolls. Have you laid ears on that spiffy new radio podcast-mabob called Galacticus-man? Why, it's aces, the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. I'm telling you, folks, that Galacticus-man, he's a real sockdologer. They'll be hip to your jib. Galacticus-man is a gross production, brought to you in part by Deep Bunker Studios. All characters and places are fictionalized. Any similarities to persons living or dead is purely satirical. This episode of Galacticus-man has been written, produced, and performed by Isaac Gross, with special guest appearance of Destiny Gross as Mrs. Magooseman, or the Crazy Cat Lady. Sound effects by Isaac Gross. Copyright by Isaac Gross. Incredible good looks, also Isaac Gross. Theme music for this episode has included The Roman Legionary by Martin Schelekens.